Do you know how to analyze a performance? Well, I'm going to show you. Let's do this. In the next few episodes, I am going to analyze several different performances from top people in the industry of performing, speaking, and communication. You're going to love this. Hey, everybody. I just wanted to hop on and share something that I think is really, really interesting. I love to analyze scripts. I love to analyze speeches. I love to give feedback on people's performances. And today I am going to give my analysis of Michelle Obama's opening night speech at last night's Democratic National Convention. Now, what I want to bring to your attention first is that she gave this speech in under 20 minutes, and it was incredibly, incredibly powerful. It was jam-packed with a lot of information, but it wasn't so much that we couldn't follow her. So if we talk about how I work with speakers in terms of giving them a blueprint with how to write a speech, it's much more complex than this, but it starts with identifying a problem, painting the picture or sharing a personal story, moving into introducing a new idea, solving the problem, and then a call to action. And I'm going to break down her script based on watching it and listening to it. I don't actually have her script, but I did listen to her speech, and this is how I've analyzed it. She identifies the problem first by saying, it's a hard time. And politics is not desirable for most people right now. That is absolutely identifying the problem that's going on. Then she starts to paint the picture, which is the story of America. Our ancestors wanted something more, and she shared that they had hope and pain and struggle, and that it's our responsibility to keep alive possibility. She says that being the president is hard. She describes what the role requires, and she paints this picture by actually describing what the role requires. And then she shared that a presidential election can reveal who we are, which inspires us to start thinking and leaning in and paying attention, right? Then she shared the stats on how we lost the last election per vote. That is a very important story picture to paint. Then she moved into what the Obamas accomplished in office, continuing to paint the picture of what has happened in the same office in the last 4 years. Death, job loss, lack of leadership, lost global alliances. Again, painting the picture, getting us to think about what's going on, imagining this for ourselves as she shares this information. Then she shares that the Black Lives Matter movement has been met with derision from the White House, and that there is chaos and division in our country. So she's painting the wide story. She's painting a wide picture by telling us and sharing these stories, right? She went from identifying the problem, it's a hard time, and politics is not desirable for most people right now, into painting the picture and sharing the story. Then she comes in, introduces a new idea, that empathy in relationship to the White House. Empathy in relationship to the White House is a new idea. It's not something that we're constantly thinking, oh, the White House is empathetic. They're compassionate over there on top of the hill. It's not something we've thought about before. So she's introducing a new idea and how empathy needs to be modeled now more than ever for our children before it's too late. So empathy in relationship to politics, empathy in relationship to our next generations. And then she solves the problem, right? We identify the problem, we paint the picture, we introduce a new idea, and then we solve the problem. And solving the problem is going high, is the only thing that works. And then she gives us some examples of what that means. It is taking the harder path. It is standing fiercely against hatred. It is working together. So how she's solving the problem in this speech is by going high is the only thing that works. And then we move into the call to action. Joe Biden is a man, a father, a human being, a leader who can help us return to a functioning society. So she gives us that information about the new president-elect, the possible new president. And then she tells us, vote like we did in 2012 and 2008. This is the call to action. Vote like we did in 2008 and 2012. Vote early, request mail-in ballots, follow up with your friends and family to make sure that they voted. So she's telling us who this new person is that we need to vote for, why he is directly connected to empathy, and what we need to do. Now, something that's amazing, this is one of the most perfect call to action lines I've ever heard. And the reason it's perfect is because it's not vote early, make sure you get mail-in ballot opportunity. Listen to this sentence. Grab our comfortable shoes, put on our masks, pack a brown bag with dinner and maybe breakfast too, because we've got to be willing to stand in line all night if we have to. That is an inspiring call to action and one that I will never forget. This is my analysis of Michelle Obama's opening speech for the Democratic National Convention, and it's about identifying the problem, painting the picture, introducing a new idea, solving the problem, and having a call to action. I hope that this supports you in your big talks, because what you have to say matters from any platform, whether it's a big platform like Michelle Obama has, or whether it's from across the table with your family. What you have to say matters, and I want you to be thinking about it all the time. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you have not subscribed or hit the notification bell, go ahead and do that so that you get my latest videos. And please respond in the comments. I always love hearing from you, and we'll respond. Big love.